Today, I'm going in completely blind for a first impression of Baldur's Gate 3. Stay tuned. Easy, medium, hard. Let's go medium. I've always considered myself a medium type of guy. So in the first scene, a mind flayer opens up a pool of parasites that look like some sort of shrimp grub hybrids. Cute. And inserts them into a woman's eye. Look away now if you don't want to see that. Oh, starting off strong. Oh my gosh. You can look again. And Cthulhu over here must have thought that we were feeling left out. I don't know where we would have gotten that idea, and infected us too. God, choose someone else. No.
Who are you?
Now it's time for us to choose our character. We can select from the 7 pre-made characters or build a custom one. And because we're in the D&D universe, each character has a unique class that influences their strengths. I ended up picking Shadowheart, a high elf cleric. Let's hear her introduction.
My name is Shadowheart, loyal servant of Shar, goddess of darkness and loss. There is little more I can tell you than that. My Lady Shar tasked me with a mission of such secrecy that I surrendered great swathes of my memory in order to safeguard the knowledge of it. All I know is that I must bring the artifact I hold to Baldur's Gate, and that nothing can stand in my way. My goddess is watching.
Afterwards, I choose a tiefling as our guardian and get back to the game. The Mind Flayer leaves us alone and uses the giant nautiloid we're inside to attack a human city and kidnap people, which is most likely why we're there at all. People on dragons come to fight back and do quite a bit of damage. So Mr. Flayer has us escape to another realm. This isn't enough to get away from the Dragon Riders as they continue to pursue in this new dimension. When the ship continues to get more and more damaged, the Mind Flayer has us change dimensions one more time. The woman we saw earlier took this opportunity to free herself in the chaos, but the place that we were transported to is a whole lot less inviting than the last few. Imps see us and come to attack the ship. When we wake up, we're a bit disoriented, but we quickly remember our mission.
The artifact. Many were sent to retrieve it, and now only you remain. You must survive and bring it to Baldur's Gate, to the Mother Superior.
And just like that, we're faced with our first decision in the game, whether or not to take the artifact. And I confess, I don't know what the right decision was.
Said I must bring the artifact I hold to Baldur's Gate.
The artifact. Bring it to Baldur's Gate.
Okay, fine. I took the artifact.
Such an insignificant seeming item. You know nothing of its purpose, only that you must protect it with your life.
I get the gist of how to move and interact with things, then immediately fail a skill check, which leads to me blowing up the pool of parasites.
Critical fail.
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
Oops. We were just in a silly, goofy mood, Your Honor.
Damn thing. Coffin would be more inviting.
Okay, but that doesn't exactly say much. Some coffins are very inviting. For example, the BTS coffin that sold out earlier this year. That's an inviting coffin. No, I'm not making that up. When we enter the next room, there are some unsettling, childlike cries.
We are here.
I hate that. Thanks.
Help us.
You're so creepy, Souther. We find the source of these eerie calls.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
You realize you're talking to an intellect devourer, a minion of the mind flayers who abducted you.
The intellect devourer asked to be freed from its shell, and there's something charming about it, so I agree to save it. This is when we learn about advantages, which allow you to roll 2 dice and take the higher number for a higher chance of succeeding in that interaction. Once we save them, it gives us the option to
cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient should it prove a threat.
But I've already grown so emotionally attached to it and could never hurt it. We learn that the creature is named us, and decide to go together to the helm to escape the dangerous realm that we're currently in.
We are free.
Aww,
Our freedom is ours, friend.
cute.
We will not survive here. We are needed to navigate. We are needed to leave this realm. To the helm we go. We are going to the helm.
Yep. Now that we have a team, we can switch between which character we're controlling by clicking the portraits on the left, and the rest of the party will automatically follow. On our way to the helm, we encounter lae'zel, who is a familiar face for us by now. She was about to attack us, however we have some sort of connection that causes us to share a vision.
Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Which makes her realize that we're not her enemy. We recall that the artifact we carry was initially taken from lae'zel's people, which is something we should keep to ourselves if we want to work together. She was initially on guard against us because of the mind flayer parasite that we both carried. It made both us and lae'zel view our character as a mind flayer thrall. She agrees to come with us to the helm of the ship, and we'll escape together afterwards. We get into our first fight. Here are the basics of combat. Each character has a turn in which they can move, take an action, and a bonus action. Because our party has 3 characters, we get 3 turns per round. Afterwards, we loot the imps that we defeated and find a crossbow, which gives us more ranged attacks. We then heal with the restoration station, which looks like a hermit crab.
I feel better. How?
Only when going through a door labeled Sphincter do I realize that the ship we're on is a gigantic living nautiloid, and not a questionable aesthetic choice made by the mind flayers. I don't know why that took me so long. We find a few prisoners that look to be human sacrifices, and with all of the best intentions of saving them, I press a random button that electrocutes them. Oops. Rest in peace, cultists. It looks like you won't need your money now.
A brain. No, thank you. I have one already.
What? Where was that energy when we picked up someone's skull? Do you not already have a skull? Speaking of empty heads, we get to the helm and work temporarily with the mind flayers.
Thrall, connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
As we connect the nerves on the transponder to escape, a dragon comes and breathes fire, destroying the ship as we change realms. As we crash, we attract quite a bit of attention, which results in a group of goblins getting sent our way. We also get knocked out of the ship, but survive thanks to magic stopping our fall just in time. As we get our bearings, the narrator hits us with this gem.
Fresh air and firm ground feel almost alien to you, but not as alien as the creature hiding deep inside your head.
We beg the goddess Shar for guidance, but receive no reply. There's definitely something fishy going on with Our Lady. We then decide to prioritize the removal of the parasite over our previous mission. When we explore the area, we find a cowboy hat. You know that's going on immediately. Yeehaw. And encounter the friends of our old pal, Us. Howdy there, partners. This here nautiloid ain't big enough for the three of us. Okay, let's try that again. This town is... Third time's a charm. I defeat the intellect devourers and learn to think before I attack things. We got a cheese. Don't count your cheeses before they're cheesed. Note to self, cut that out. We find a magic sigil and rescue Gale, a traveler who was kidnapped by the Mind Flayers as well. Like us, he fell out of the ship and used the magic sigil to escape the fatal fall. He also has the Mind Flayer's parasite in his eye, and informs us that the process of turning into a Mind Flayer.
It is to be avoided.
We're in the same predicament, so we join together.
How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
We sneak up on two people having a conversation, who seem to have captured our friend lae'zel, and swoop in to save her. During this interaction, we unlock non-lethal attacks, which knock out enemies instead of killing them. Of course, I didn't use this feature, but it's nice to know. Once we free lae'zel, she mentions her people can cure our parasites.
My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
In order to collect information on the Githyanki's whereabouts, we set out for a nearby camp, and when we arrive, we see that a man named Aridin has led goblins there, and is now under siege. We help them protect their base, but the problems don't stop there. The leader of the camp is furious at Aridin for abandoning a party member to be captured by goblins.
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too? Unbelievable!
We try to mediate and defuse the situation, but Shadowheart has that negative riz and failed the skill check, which leads to Aridin lashing out.
Should have done that a long time ago. No one leaves my people out cold.
Funny guy Aridin storms out shortly after, and then we talk more with lae'zel, who is condescending and rude, but it feels like we're flirting.
I understand much beyond your comprehension. Chook, you believe you can survive without me? That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake.
Really? Thanks for noticing.
It was an observation, not a compliment.
I don't know. We find a corpse that I was planning on looting, but I remembered that's not a socially acceptable thing to do in front of so many people.
He's not breathing! Go find a healer!
Do not embarrass yourself. He is gone.
No!
Arca's friend died in the goblin attack, and in grief, she says,
Someone's going to pay for this.
We'll have to wait and see if the target for her revenge is the goblins themselves, or Aridin for leading them here. As we talk with more people, we learn that the camp is in great danger.
There'll be more coming. Goblins hunt in packs.
And the people living there don't have the fighting skills needed to keep protecting themselves. Many want to flee to the safety of Baldur's Gate, but the goblins make the otherwise short trip hazardous. Because of this, the topic of whether or not to go to Baldur's Gate is a source of disagreement for some fighters.
Hells! We can't just leave. They're kin!
I'll not gamble our lives, our futures, on people who are as good as dead. We must leave for Baldur's Gate at once.
These people aren't fighters. We can help!
We convince everyone in the group to stay and fight, and Roland doesn't hide his frustration.
We should have left by now. Instead, we're just sitting here, practically begging to be attacked. Staying is a mistake.
Yeah, who would even come up with that idea? He tells us that he was in a hurry to leave because he has an apprenticeship with Lae'zel starting soon.
Yes, that Lae'zel. The greatest wizard in Baldur's Gate.
Word in Waterdeep has it he's a bit of a cad. But you say he's an accomplished wizard.
Roland assures us that Lae'zel is the greatest around, and like the clout chasers Gale and I are, we ask for an introduction should we all make it to Baldur's Gate. Roland loves it.
If it's powerful acquaintances you're after, you have to look no further than yours truly. Few can match me, in either magic or talent. In years to come, you will boast of this meeting, I can assure you.
Alright friends, that's a wrap for our first look into Baldur's Gate 3. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, hope to see you again. My bowl's empty, get me more food.
Do not embarrass yourself.
You just ate.